Hello and welcome to another little race I did. This is stage 5 of the Swift Racing League, and my team, the ABR Swifters, were leading the league by 2 league points with this and one more race to go. So it's very exciting. If we could win this race, then it would mean that we'd be at least 3 league points ahead with just 1 race to go. So very exciting, and features one of my favourite climbs, the Titans reverse climb, and we're off a bit hard there. Anyway, we'll take it a little bit easy at the start. And what you may notice as I head to the back to my usual place is that behind me, several seconds behind me, is Carl Norris, who is the best climber in our team, and he had a dropout right at the start of the race. So that was not good. For the sake of brevity, I've cut forward to just before the first time segment of the race, the Titans reverse climb, which, as mentioned, is one of my favourites. So see that Carl is now way behind us, and we're just about to hit the start of this segment. So this is around a 1 minute 30 climb for me, and hit the back in about ideal position. Nearly got myself off the back too much before the start, but just in the draft enough to relatively easily make my way towards the front without hitting the front, and get a little bit of rest here, relatively so at least, and then at this section just try to maintain the position. As some riders accelerate a bit off the front, want to keep an eye on them, move forward a little, but not too worried as it stands, hoping someone will make a move in front of me, which they do, catch onto that wheel of Dorde, I think it's pronounced, and as we pass the path to the ridge, I have to make a move for it to catch these front guys. Aim to take a bit of a breather. In fact, it felt like I was taking a breather when I got behind this front guy, but the wattage would indicate not much of a rest really, and then just right through him, take it to the line. I was really pleased with this, to be honest. It's my first segment win on the series, and as captain, I felt it was important to lead from the front. And there's George. He did a great segment as well. Great to see a teammate with you when you're at the front and feeling extremely tired. And this bit here, I'm just doing the descent and then kind of gain a numerical advantage for a while. Got George, myself, Tim, and then we'll let the opposition, which is FFZ in the yellow tops with something like Orca written on the back of their tops. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, they rejoin us, and it always happens on Titans, at least on the reverse, on the descent. Everyone joins back together and then come back and then just ride together until the next segment. So yeah, I've cut ahead to here, and behind us you can see that my teammate Ryan Jones is in the group behind, while we can when I'm sufficiently at the back where I should be. So I told my teammate to stay off the front because Ryan's approaching, and then these attacks start happening off the front, and this is where you could really do with the DS, because I'm having to head to the front just to see in the rider list who it is, chance off the front. I want to be at the back, but I have to head to the front to just see the rider list. But yeah, that sort of puts paid to Ryan's efforts to try and rejoin us. And obviously we've got Carl way at the back after his initial dropout. Where I think we initially assume we're safe, and I have to head to the front again to see who this guy is in the yellow top. Too many yellow tops around, really. But it was probably a bit too far out from the sprint for this to really work out anyway. The sprint starts at, I think it's 16.5, so pretty safe. So a kilometre to go. Just time for drafting, resting. Though still feeling my endeavours over times reverse. As I get some notifications from YouTube that probably one of my fellow Zwift YouTubers has completed their race and uploaded their video, and this really is an example of how not to approach a sprint. So for some reason putting a dig here, which is completely the wrong time, then realise, no, I shouldn't have done that. Back off the power completely, almost come to a standstill, hit the sprint segment, really hammer it, but never really get in touch with the group who was sprinting. Didn't have power up, so that was not going to help, and all too soon it's over. I gained 1 FTS point, but if I'd done exactly the same, but all just 3 seconds earlier, I think that would have been a lot more productive. But yeah, I cut forward to the volcano here, which is the final segment of the race, ends atop of the volcano, and just as we're approaching it, the nightmare of a dropout happens. It's really annoying. I've put now a couple of £100 of investment into trying to resolve this problem, and it still persists. So my setup is in the garage normally, and I use powerline adapters, previously with no problems at all for 18 months. I couldn't understand why people had dropouts where I seem to have such a dodgy setup. You know, a garage which is away from my house, and using the electrical circuits where the garage isn't even on the same circuit. You know, I don't understand circuits, but yeah, it's not on the direct same circuit. But yeah, it's always worked, and then a couple of months ago it just started having dropouts. So I bought a mobile broadband device, and here I am playing around with my Wi-Fi, desperately trying to get it to reconnect. So I've got the powerline adapter with a router attached to it, and this mobile broadband thing looks like it's connected now to the powerline adapter. That looks good, and yeah, I'm reconnected, but that's really annoying. I'm now off the pack, and I would not have been able to compete for the win. No chance at all. Far too many climbers of far better ability than I in this race, but you know, I could have lasted longer than some of the stragglers probably, but we'll never know. So now I'm in this position where I'm in 34th, I'm way off the pack, I'm going enough energy to chase them down. Maybe I should have held a bit head up, a bit steadier, bigger power. And I think there's points, the same points for if you come 30th to 34th as there are yeah, well, same points, 30 to 34th. So I don't want to come 35th. I want the FFZ rider, Lacam, who's 2 positions behind me, not to get into the top 34, and if possible, I want to help Ryan Jones, who's a couple of positions back, also overcome him. So this means a bit of tactical riding. So I want to draft this guy here to save as much energy for myself as possible, but I don't want to give him the impression that I'm only going to draft him all the way. So take a bit of a turn here. Always best to take a turn on the ascents rather than on the flats. Get far more benefit. So I want to give the impression at least that I'm riding with this guy rather than against him for the time being. Hopefully he's going to help us keep the FFZ rider away. Now here comes Dujan, who was weirdly waiting on the flat bit. Assumedly he had some sort of dropout as well. But yeah, I'm now in 34th place, which is where I want to be. So I just want to stick in this group and not be the last person in it. And Quince rides away, as does Dujan. And I'm in the wrong position again. Do not want to be 35th. So only 800 meters to go. Looks like we've held off Lacam. Just want to sit in this guy's draft until the final 400 meters if possible. For some reason move forward. Trying to make a bit of a break for it. Can I kill him? Up to 33rd. Is someone dropping away? Dujan? No, Dujan's back. And he's past me. And Quince is approaching me too. But putting a bit of a dig. Managed to get back onto this wheel. But not for long. And off he goes with his lucky feather. And he takes 33rd, but I take 34th, which is just what I need. And we won the race. Our team won. And that means we are 3 points ahead with 1 to play. And frankly, it looks like this kind of race where I'd favour us over FFZ. And what happened was Carl got the fastest time up the volcano. He kept himself fresh. Then when it came to the volcano, he didn't have to worry about drafting other people or other people drafting him. He just attacked the climb and took home the full points. Awesome. But a great all-round team performance, stellar performance from George, who took points on all of the segments, I think, and did well in the finish. So yeah, on to the final week. Okay, bye.